We are still struggling. 2024, there's a country like Nigeria struggling to get fuel when they are producing fuel in their own country. There's a country called Ghana, where our water bodies are being destroyed.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time, and thank you for making time with us on the One King Show. My name is Hetty. You can also call me Hetty Licious, and we are coming to you from our beautiful edifice here at Onekingmultimedia. See it, hear it, believe it. Our show is proudly sponsored by One King Mineral Water. Pick our numbers on the screen and let's do business together. Joining me tonight on our big plates. When I say big plates, this is the point where we have serious conversations. Yes, we bring to your notice, we educate you, we entertain you, and we inform you as well on some topical issues in Ghana and the whole world at large. And tonight, doing this, I have with me Cristero, and I have with me Richard Kobe Woolley also doing this. And for quite a while now, or quite some time now, people have been moving from their place of stay to go seek greener pastures. And so tonight on Big Plate, we are looking at the exodus of African youth, understanding the rise of asylum seekers in the UK and other parts of the world. A lot of people are traveling, leaving, their mother country to other places for greener pastures. As to why, the cause, we will find out more after this quick break.
Mineral water, I've been Poncio. Shashamali says so.
Welcome back from that quick commercial break. It's still the One King Show, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Big Plate. So to delve into the matters, the first conversation would want to find out what drives Nigerians and Ghanaians to want to go seek greener pastures in the UK and other parts of the world. Willie, let me come to you.
So that's what would make us go back. We have to backdate from years beyond. Probably some of us getting to know there was something called the Earth. People have been migrating from one place to another.
The other.
It has always been a thing. I think that's always there, and there has been so many means of people migrating. Now, in an African settings, when you live in probably a community where 3 or 4 people travel out to Europe, the Americas, and probably even Asia and the rest. When they come, you compare their living to those who originally stayed there. You get to know there are differences in how people live. Growing up, there were people, we term them as boggers. When you call them boggers, they are people who have migrated from, probably they used to live in your community. They found a way of entering Europe, and probably after 5 years, they are building their own house. They come back in Porsche cars and all those things. And as a reasonable thinking human being, you would ask yourself, what is over there that they are all trying to go to overseas to get something? So it brings out the notion of people trying to migrate there. But note that migrating there too is not an easy run. It's something that is really tough. So hence, those who don't have the financial muscle to go through the normal route of flying through the air would also find ways. People going through Libya, people going through Morocco. You know that trend. So people migrating, the main cause is you look at your standard of living and compare it to a friend you lived with who has gone there, and they come back and they tell you, I work in probably McDonald's and I make $100 an hour. No, that's too much. $20 per hour, and $20 I work for 8 hours, so it's run a shift. You start calculating that amount as per day, and you convert it into your currency. Then you know, okay, then it will be better. I found a way to migrate into those countries, but of the recent craze for people to move there, I would give 100% to social media because hence social media, people get to see the living there. They get to understand a day in my life. And you look at how people are living their life and you compare it to your home country where probably in Nigeria you are struggling to get electricity and fuel. In Ghana, you are struggling to afford probably kenke or something because you don't have any proper income, because the income you make according to your your livelihood doesn't pick up. But unlike those places where no matter the amount of money you are making a month, you are able to live a comfortable life. And social media has played a vital role, because today I pick my phone and I see, okay, I have a friend who is working somewhere. The person is making X amount. What is stopping me from also going there to make that amount? And that's been the thing.
Right. Chris, let me come to you. What do you think are some of the contributing factors as to why youth are seeking asylum in the UK and other parts of the world?
So, in Africa, I think it mainly has to do with people trying to go out there to seek for green pastures. I mean, want to have a good living. If you, I think in 2020, Nigeria, their National Bureau, I think they are into statistics, National Bureau of Statistics, or better still, National Statistics Bureau of Nigeria. They estimated or reported that over 50% of the youth of Nigeria are unemployed. Another report came out that over 40% of the people of Nigeria are living with extreme poverty. So you look at these statistics and someone comes from overseas, you see the kind of life the person is living, and there's a chance for you to travel. You want to stay in Abuja.
Abiyokuta. You want to stay at Abiyokuta? Or you want to stay at Warri?
Just look at the glamour and prestige. Those who have traveled outside, when they come and there's a wedding or there's a program and they appear there, look at the glamour and the prestige that comes up there, that come up there. The whole place will change when they stand up to speak. Or guy is speaking, huh? The man is speaking. He's from overseas, from America, Oyibo land. He just came from Oyibo land.
Oyibo.
The kind of respect he commands.
Oyibo Pepe.
Yes. He's gone out there. So if I am sitting down there, I see the kind of respect they give to him when the man stands up to speak to the people. The glamour, the prestige. What kind of language is he speaking to my heart? You understand? People sit on radio, TV. They talk so much good about the people in the West. And the fact that if you go out there are goodies, this and that. People, this thing gets into the heads of people. Everybody wants to live well. You see, this statistics that I just gave, it was done for those who aged, I think, 15 to 35, that age bracket. So basically the youth. You understand? And look at this. Over 51%, they are unemployed. They are sitting down there in Nigeria. They are sitting down here in Ghana. What do you expect? If whichever amount that they need to gather to travel outside to make a living for themselves. Because they see what people, somebody who go to Dubai or any of these countries out there, within 6 months, 1 year, they come down here and they begin to do things. You see them riding in a very posh car. You see them building some mansions for themselves. And you have been here working for over 20 years and you cannot even boast of a land. What do you think?
Right. What do you think? Now, let's look at how the UK can balance humanitarian consent with national security, with all these people coming into our country with their consent. Some people have, accommodation problems. Some don't have water. Some don't have this. Are we focusing on this to lose guard on security in our city, in our country?
That's for the UK people.
How will the UK, or how can the UK balance
the two?
This humanitarian consent? Yes, with their national security.
How would that even be our business? When their forefathers came here to come and loot, to come and take all the good things
But
here.
they were not there.
No,
they were not there.
No. You see, they have this term. I want to so you are benefiting from what they stole from us. You are benefiting. You see the way you people are able to have trains and all those things. You pick our goal.
Those who are living now.
To build.
You see, those who are living now, they were not there.
But their grandfathers did those
But
things.
they were not the ones
But
who
still,
stole
it's
them.
the same bloodline.
But didn't you hear?
It is the same bloodline.
But recent times, quite recently, I think a year or so ago, they brought some of the things that were taken.
They gave our team back on loan. Our own team back on loan. Listen,
but
it was on loan.
You should understand them. They were not the ones who stole it.
But it was their forefathers.
So
you see,
if your grandfather has stolen someone's goods, does it mean that you are the one who stole it?
But it's in your bloodline. If it was a case, it affects you. If it was a case, it affects you.
That it's in the blood. But but you should also understand them.
See, Chris, I for one believe Africa can be a great place. Africa can be one of the best places to live in. But what we need to be colonized again for the right things to happen. I'm giving you an example. I'm giving you an example.
Have you spoken to those who were colonized?
Yes, I'm giving you an example.
Have you spoken to them?
I'm giving you an example.
Did they tell you the experience?
I'm giving you I know the reason why I made that statement. Now, because if you look at our own people, how they are managing our affairs, it would be better we had these people come and take over and manage our affairs. I always say this, that if you loot all the money we have and you are able to make the right infrastructure, like quality road, good transportation system, our economy is doing well. I don't care if you still goddamn $1 billion. I don't care. My own is the necessity for me to live well is what I'm thinking about.
You know what is ringing in my mind?
What is ringing in your head?
The lyrics of Rango by Stonebwoy.
Where are you gonna Rango?
Yes.
Because
simple life is all we've
simple life is all we need. See, Africans, we don't crave for a lot of things. But the point is, everybody wants to move to the UK because these same colonial masters who came, when they came, they told us that when you go and learn about London Bridge is coming. So by the time I grow up, I want to go and see the London Bridge. I was sitting in primary school singing about London Bridge is falling. I'm thinking about it. It's not me to think about Yas Antoine. I should go to the Kumasi Museum to go and see some of the things she did. No, that is not what I'm looking at.
You didn't talk about PTC interchange.
See, all these things are things that if an African sits back and the person looks, you're like, I need to migrate. But security-wise, nowhere in this world is safe. I said this the last time I came here. Nowhere is safe. And they have advanced in their kind of living. And they always would find ways and means to fix their security system in their country. Because they also come down here, don't they? They come here. They are the ones who come and run some of the big companies we have over here. They are the ones when the going gets stuff in probably the oil field or the gold field. They are the ones who come and handle the technical work for our people. So it tells you the importance of the white man. And as a normal Ghanaian, I know if I go there and tell them, oh, I want to come and live in your country, you will struggle to tell me, oh, I should come in. So the best is I'd have to come and seek asylum telling you, this and this is what is happening in my country. I can't stay, so I want to stay in your country. Hence the craze for almost everybody wanting to migrate to the UK, Canada, US, and of course, what we see is they are advanced. We are still struggling. 2024, there's a country like Nigeria struggling to get fuel when they are producing fuel in their own country. There is a country called Ghana, where our water bodies are being destroyed. The money they are looted from underground, the money they are picking from underground, is not showing significant use. The road that leads to where they pick the gold is in a very bad state. We are not looking at that. So at the end of the day, it makes it look like the African youth is useless to he or himself or whoever he is taking care of themselves. Because when I look at, I wake up in the morning, what's my salary? What is even the minimum wage in Ghana? The minimum wage is, if you convert it into dollars, it's not even up to 50 cents. It's not even up to...
It's 18 cedis, so isn't it?
I'm talking about the... Okay, so currently... 18 cedis is like $1.
$1
and some coins on top.
Yeah.
How can I live? When you look at the fuel rates, you look at the cost of almost everything, the exchange rate and all those things. So as a young person, the best I'll think about is, let me also try and migrate and go and find better living in where I see that looks posh.
Interesting. Now, let's look at some of the roles that international cooperation play in addressing these root causes we've mentioned. So poverty, environmental change, like we know the causes as to why people would want to migrate. So economic instability and poverty, conflict and insecurity, looking at, these Boko Harams, these blastings and these attacks. Some of these are the reasons why people would want to go out. Now, how can the international corporations, help? What are some of the ways they can put in place to address this? Let me pick it from you before Willie joins in.
So we must know that international cooperation, they foster, economic stability. They are there to do some of this thing. That is one of their importance. Foster economic stability, in terms of health, and all of that. But when you look at what people go through when they seek asylum, you ask yourself that when they are there, who even cares about them? Whose eyes are on them? They are left, their fate is left in their own hands. You go there, even nutrition becomes a problem to you because you don't know where you are. Whatever is given to you to eat, you would have to accept it like that. You understand? You are in somebody's country. Whatever is given to you to eat, that is what you will eat. You don't have any choice because you have gone there to seek asylum. You are there. This is not even more like migration where you go out there, you do your own thing, and be trying to survive and all of that. But this one, you go out there. So for international cooperation, what they can do to salvage some of this situation or salvage this situation is provide, what we call it, economic stability, because that is one of their main jobs. They foster that. Economic stability is one of the things they can do. Yes. So until we get to that point where people are economically okay, or financially stable in their own country, it will be very difficult to tell person A, B, C that stay in your country, don't go anywhere. It will be very difficult. You understand? So for me, the international cooperation has a lot to do, especially when it comes to, looking at the economy of the people, looking at the economy of international bodies, and looking at the economy of a country. They need to. You ask yourself, when was that? I think I had a friend who traveled, and for the first 2-3 months, he felt alone. He felt he had nobody. He was a new man in a new land. Even though he went legally, even this one, he went legally. It wasn't like asylum, or it wasn't like, it was just, yes, he has migrated. He had moved to a new country to work legally. But when he went there, he felt like he's all alone. So he kept, calling me, constantly talking to me, just to feel that, he's still at home. And I said, Maza, you are there. You need to begin to psych yourself up that this is where I am. This is what I have come here to do. Charlie, look at what hit your account and begin to smile. When you are going to the bank at the end of the month, what happens? You are paid every 2 weeks. What are you talking about? Be there. Begin to smile. So until we get to that point where, people are good to go, economically, and we need these international corporations to foster some of these, economic things that we are talking about. Until we get to that point, people will still migrate. People will still seek asylum.
Willie.
Yes, like Chris is saying, the international bodies, I feel, should be the ones who would probably form a form of auditing. I feel they should be auditing some of the African leaders, like probably after every 3 or 4 years, they should try and go into the account of most of these African countries. I feel that's the best way, because if you get to know
these African leaders, you go feed them.
They just hide it at home. They will just find an underground at home. But if there's proper audit where people are serious about their roles, like if you are being given a minister for roads, or let me use classical example in Ghana, you are the minister for health and you are going to buy vaccines for people, and you go and buy it at an outrageous amount, the international body can take you on. It shouldn't be an internal thing, because it seems whenever things happen, there are internal issues that happen, so internal audit, so it doesn't really get anywhere. But if the person has it against probably the United Nations, then they know next time you're not going to mess up with people. Because I feel the biggest challenge
even this in United Nations you are talking about, they have kind of turned a blind eye to some of these things.
Because see, the countries are
they are supposed to be
leading
some of these things.
The countries are independent.
All right.
Independent countries. That's where the challenge is, because if the country was not an independent country and had these people having hands on them, like I'm saying, if we had our colonial masters still have hands on in whatever we do, things will be done right. Look at South Africa. Forget about their safety and all those issues.
Security issues.
Forget about the security issues and all those things. But look at the infrastructure that was done there, because the colonial masters stayed longer. And the gold they were making over there, though they might export those things, they made, look at Cape Town, look at Johannesburg. You might not think it's even part of Africa.
So, I mean, somebody will tell you that if you get to Johannesburg, you really know that you are walking on gold. Because,
yes.
I mean, you feel that this is a place where gold is mined.
Exactly.
You feel like you are walking on gold.
Exactly, because these whites stayed white longer.
Is it the reason?
It is the reason. Because they were the ones handling affairs. Here's the situation where you have your fellow black man. He's from a poor home. He's gotten the chance to be probably a minister for A, B, and C. And he knows that, so now if they take this gold, probably 3% might have gone into the infrastructure of the state. But here's the situation where that 3%, I convert it and I see that it's a lot of money. If that money flushes into my account, my generations is not going to suffer again. So the black man's mind is not about the people he's coming to serve. It is about himself.
His personal gains.
And let me chip in this. You see, the issue is we, the people who also vote for the politicians, are the reason. Because when a politician comes, we fail to ask the person, what is the person's policy? What we are thinking about is the cocoa drink they will give you, the meat pie they will give you.
Isn't it the case of you ask them their policy? Yes, they'll tell you all the nice policies on paper. But when they gain power,
it is because when he was coming to seek for power from you, he bought your vote. He gave you cocoa drink. He gave you meat pie. He gave you 20 CDs.
Not
everybody.
But the majority go there for that money. And that money that he's giving you, ask yourself, where is that money coming from?
Interesting.
When he wins power, he needs to break back to the bank. He needs to send the money back there.
Interesting. Let's move on. Now, with all the problems we've brought out, what are the long-term implications for Africa's development in the UK social fabric? Let's look at how people are living Africa. Let's look at in the future how development will be. All the able, the strong, able, the youth, and all of them.
But I think it will help Africa very much if the youth are migrating, because if
let's look at
I'm giving you an
development
example.
In Africa.
Yes, it will develop Africa very much, because if I live here and I'm not making good means, I travel, I get to know, at the end of the month I'm making probably $2,000. When I convert $2,000 to my currency, it's a lot of money. That amount of money I have, there are few people who couldn't get chance to travel. I can create employment back there for back at home. And again, it will make me stable when I decide to leave the UK and come.
This is later plan you are talking about.
Yes, now the later plan is what everybody is going to do, because as at now, we don't have enough money to help the private enterprise. So I'll go and seek money and later come and create the private enterprise for the youth.
Okay. Let me go.
So my issue also has to do with the fact that, you see, if because of all of these, everybody decides to go out there. Now, who stays to build what?
Some people won't get money to travel those days.
You see, you see, who stays to build what?
They are there.
And the those out there, the Americans and all these people out there, when things were tough for them, I think America started from somewhere. The UKs and all, they started from somewhere. UK we know today, I don't think it was the same UK, back in the day. So for me, they began from somewhere. They stayed. They decided that, okay, let's build our nation. And they decided to stay and build their nation. Now, everybody wants to go out there. Who stays and who builds what? People school here in Ghana, free SHS, free education and all of that. Now, when they are done with school, they do not have any employment. They are not employed. The system is not able to absorb them. So they decide to what? Go out there. So whatever they have achieved in Ghana, they go to apply it is on somebody's land or in somebody's country. Isn't that the brain drain we are talking about? Look at the number of nurses who are leaving the country. The statistics around. If you look at the numbers, you go like, and this one's it's the experienced ones who are rather living. The experienced ones, the teachers live in classroom, travel outside. The teachers live in classroom to travel outside. The experienced ones are the ones who are living. Who stays back to train the young kids, the young ones who are coming? Because the experienced ones are going. They are traveling with the experience. So, for me, if this thing continues, it stalls development. I am telling you, it stalls development. Until we get to that point where people can, or there is that clear vision by a certain government, a certain power, or somebody in power saying that, okay, this is the direction we are going. Charlie, Obiaba, whatever the person wants to do is what they do. Whatever, they tell the people what they want to hear, and they begin to do things the way they want to do it. If it continues like that as a people, in fact, I don't know how many people, as I speak to you, I don't know how many people are even planning to go out. I don't know, even amongst us. Amongst us.
No, amongst us, it's like everybody here wants to travel. Let nobody lie you. This is, you need to say the truth. Everybody gets a chance to travel.
You go travel. So, it saddens my heart, but that is the reality. You cannot run away from the reality. Doctors are going. Nurses are leaving. Teachers are leaving. And the most painful aspect is the fact that those that are living are the ones that are those ones that have the experience. They are the ones living. So, Hetty, it's a sad situation, but of course we cannot run away from the reality. If a teacher out there, I have a teacher friend who is in South Carolina. He's doing what he's paid every 2 weeks. If he mentions the amount of money he gets every 2 weeks, if a teacher here, you begin to think twice. You begin to think twice. When especially you have been told, especially you have been told that you cannot be a teacher
and be rich.
Yes. So you think twice. You decide to go out there to make money, to make life, because you have family at home. You have family. You need to feed your people. You understand? So, Hetty, until we get to that point, I think that the reality is people would want to leave.
People would still want to leave. Your final comments on today's show, and then we call it a day. Willie?
Well, I think one thing I'll give to the youth is, if you have the chance to travel. Go and explore. Find ways and means to better the livelihood of your family. Let nobody lie you.
I also, one thing I will add is that in terms of education, health-wise, going out there affects every aspect of our life. If you want to travel, you need to go the legal way. That is what I want to add. If you want to travel, I mean, I will not say that, because we want to see Ghana develop. So, don't travel and blah, blah, stay behind. Let's build it together, please. I'm not saying that, but you still can travel, but use the legal means. You understand? Don't go out there using in Nigeria, they say travel to Europe by road. That is how they say it. Yes. Travel to Europe by road. It means that you are using the illegal means to travel. It's worrying when you go out there. You don't know. People have used other means of traveling and they are dead. They have died on their way. The Libyan way and all of that. People, have fallen into the sea, and you see so many ways. So if you want to travel, you need to use the legal means. That is the way to go. I'm not saying that, hey, stay at home and let's build it together. If I say that, no, I'll be lying to myself.
Nice one there. My name is Hetty. It's been a good time with you on the show. Subscribe to all our socials at Onekingmultimedia. Leave your comments, send us the stars, like our page, share our content so we get to send these insightful and educative content to the other parts of the world. It's been a good time with you. We will be back same time next week. Have a wonderful day.